Thank you for viewing this recording of a free event provided by Next Village San Francisco for our community. Next Village San Francisco is a local nonprofit providing services and support that empower seniors to live independently in their own homes. We welcome people who want to keep connected with their community as members, volunteers, and supporters. We host 30 to 40 free activities and events each month for the public, and our members have access to our network of volunteers. Learn more and get involved at nextvillagesf.org. We hope you enjoy this video.
There's tons of different services out there that you can use. A lot of them are app-based that you can get on like an Android phone or a tablet or an iPhone. So lots of support for different devices there. And then there's also a lot of applications and services that offer a phone number that you could call and leverage those services as well. So if you are not comfortable with using an app or want to be able to kind of do something with talking to a human, these services are a way that you can do that. So the first one that I'm familiar with is called Lyft Silver, and we're all familiar with Lyft and Uber, but they have come out with these new offerings that are tailored more to seniors and folks that need assistance in getting around. So this first one is called Lyft Silver, and it is on the app. So you're going to download the Lyft app, which I'll show you how it looks and what it looks like in just a bit. But basically, what it does is allow you to make phone calls to receive a ride. So instead of going into like an app and choosing, where you are and where you want to go and setting up payment and all that kind of stuff, and coordinating with the driver, these services allow you to actually phone. They give you a phone number as part of the service, and then they help you schedule a ride for either that point in time or schedule something later. So if you had maybe like a doctor's appointment or you need a trip to the grocery store, you can do that as well. So they do have an app that I'll show you in just a sec, but running through some of the features is they have some support that you can call. So if you ever get stuck or want to talk to somebody, they make it really easy for you to call a dedicated phone line. So their service hours are a little bit longer than business. So it's like, I think, 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. to right around like 10 p.m. So during that time, you can just call them and you don't have to worry about trying to find some, customer service number that is going to put you to a phone tree in a bunch of different places. You can call that and then they'll help you schedule a ride. Then the other component of this is that they're often cars that are more accessible or easier to get inside of and get out of. So any vehicle that might be like super tall, like a large SUV or things like that, aren't part of the program. So they usually offer vehicles that are more accessible, like vans and things like that. So I know a lot of people need assistance in getting out of a car, something maybe it's too tall or too small or whatever. So they have a dedicated fleet for that. And then the other thing that is cool about Lyft Silver is the ability to share it with a friend or a family member. So they're able to access rides on your behalf and schedule rides. They can also see where you're going and when a ride is active, and it gives you access to different sort of resources in your friend group before you get started. Is there any questions kind of around Lyft Silver? And you can see they have a couple different partners in the community as well that kind of help develop the program. Let me check the chat real quick. I don't know, Camille, can you see the chat? Where is it?
Yeah. So someone
Oh.
asked if the driver helps someone get in and out of the vehicle.
Yeah, for they usually offer assistance as well for getting in and out of the vehicle. That's kind of part of the service. And then you can see that the experience itself, so this app is available for everybody, and it's not a charge service. So if you want to use it, you can still use the platform. The ride fees are the same, so there's no difference in the cost of the actual ride itself, but the service itself, so access to the support and the functionality, all of that is just included as part of the as part of the service. So you'll see, let me just share my screen. I think I can share my desktop screen real quick. The come back to that. The other one, I'll show you a demo in just a second. I know my phone is being kind of funny at the moment. The other one, as an alternative to Uber or to Lyft, is the Uber. They also have an app called like Simple, or I think it's Uber Simple. And basically, this is another way that you can access rideshare. So very similar to the Lyft Silver functionality. This is kind of Lyft's version. Oh, I see a couple questions in the chat. With an extra tip. No, tipping is still optional and totally up to you and depending on how good you feel like the service was. But there's no additional fee or anything like that.
And then there's one question about how to sign up for it or how to access this program.
Yeah, so super easy. I think I'm gonna show, let me see if I can show my screen here.
And then there's one question about, do they accept Essential Trip Card? No, the Essential Trip Card is only a program that runs through San Francisco City taxis.
Yeah. And I have a little bit on the Essential Trip Card later. I don't know why. It's not letting me. Oh, interesting. It's not letting me enter into the silver mode. I wonder if it's because it knows my actual like age. Let me see. But basically it's pretty straightforward. I'll show you the Lyft app. Let me just share my screen.
And I believe we can also, yeah, so under, it should be under programs on your profile on Lyft.
Is it working for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
weird.
can, I might be able to connect my, I can also include a video of how to access Lyft Silver in the resources when I send out the recording, and then also the like description of any email or of the YouTube. Oh my God, the YouTube caption.
Let me see if I can do maybe I'll just share my screen real quick here on my phone. It's not letting me open up the app itself, or it's not letting me join the program. Maybe we can do another recording of it and put it in there.
Yeah.
And the other one that we talked about is the Uber. So very similar. There's not really any difference between Uber and Lyft, in my opinion. I basically just use it depending on the availability of a ride or a driver, but the functionality between Uber Simple Mode and Lyft Silver are very similar. And so basically you can put it into a basic mode that includes things like more of a simplified user experience. The text and the buttons are easier and easier to kind of like navigate and request rides. The other component is that they have another phone line that you can just call and they'll help you arrange a ride. And then kind of the other point that's really important for folks is the like family profile. So this allows you to have access to or gives like your friends or loved ones access to, create rides for you. They can track where you are in a ride and things like that. So, and you can see kind of here that they have this sort of simplified, larger text experience. And then they also have like saved places. So you can have yourself or family members put in things like a shortcut to your house or any destination, like if you go to the grocery store or pharmacy or things like that. It makes it very easy with like a one touch or one click to schedule a ride to a known location for quick access. Let's see, there's another chat. What are the advantage of these senior trips? Are they less expensive? No, they're not less expensive. They're the same price as the actual like ride itself. They just have some options around maybe making it a little bit easier for folks to access. If you are comfortable calling Ubers and getting rideshare the way it is, that's totally fine. There's really no reason for you to join the other program. This is more just like from an accessibility perspective of being able to use the app easier, being able to instead of calling a car on your phone, you're actually, or to an app, you're calling an actual like dedicated phone line and being able to set up rides, because a lot of folks struggle with like the complexity of Uber. So that's the advantage itself. But from an Uber and Lyft perspective, there's nothing cheaper or from a cost perspective. Any questions around those two, or Lyft or Uber?
Yeah, one thing I'll say with the Uber and Lyft senior programs is that the family profile means that other people can call cars for you, which I know that some people already do. That's like a common practice. But this is helpful to like people have kind of workarounds, but this program is actually made for that. So if you're having a family member who is calling rides for you just on like the regular Uber platform, it usually is a little bit tricky from their side. The Uber app will always say like, "Oh, is this you? Are you in the right location? Did you order it to the right spot?" Blah blah blah. And this program is specifically designed for them to call you a car. So that makes it easier for them to get a car to you and easier for you to work with that car.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. It's always harder to call a car for somebody else from your phone, whereas this is kind of designed for you to schedule and set up calls for other people or people to do it for you. I just closed the app and reopened it, and now it's letting me in here. So I think I'm still sharing my screen, but or my phone here. So you can kind of see from a actual like app itself. So you're opening up Lyft, and you can type in where you're going, or you can schedule a ride, things like that. But if you wanted to enter into silver mode, you basically just come into this on the right side.
Oh, we can't see your phone. We can only see the computer.
Oh, really?
Or
Uh,
right.
what about? Can you? What do you see now? My phone.
It says it
You
says
said
that you started screen sharing, but it's not showing anything.
that's annoying. Can you see my video?
Yes.
It's weird. I can see it showing. You don't see the Lyft screen?
Mm. No, it might just be me. Is anyone else seeing it? Thumbs up if you can see it. Seeing some head shakes.
Huh. Okay. Well, then let me just try this. Okay. We can come back to that. It was working earlier, but of course now it's not. But I can create a video of running through it on my phone if you'd like to see it. Cool. So that's the two kind of common ones, Lyft and Uber, that we're all familiar with. Again, if you are comfortable ordering your car on your own, then yeah, no real advantage besides some accessibility functions to ordering or signing up for these subscriptions. So the other one that,
and
yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was going to say, someone asked if the apps provide service outside of the Bay Area, and yes, they do. And so does GoGo, which Harrison is about to talk about. If I don't cut him off again.
No, you're good. Do you know, is the silver experience available in all like states, or is it just certain parts?
I'm pretty sure it's everywhere now. It was beta program for a little bit just here, but I think it's full. I think it's everywhere now.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. This is a new one that I've never heard of until Next Village showed it to me. But this one is not app-based, but again, phone-based. You know, sometimes applications and they can be overly complex and kind of hard to navigate if you're not familiar with them. So there is this service called GoGo Grandparent, and I think there's a link for it on Next Village website. But basically, it's pretty straightforward. If we go back to the main page, so you can sign up for it. You can sign up for it yourself, or you can have someone in your family or friends help you do it. But basically, what it does is allow you to access services that are normally in an app like Uber, or also delivery services like Instacart or DoorDash. You can schedule that through them directly on a phone. So, like I said, instead of having to navigate the complexities of an app, you can have a subscription, and then you can leverage their service to schedule that kind of stuff. So you can schedule a ride, or if you wanted to use Instacart in order to get your groceries delivered, but didn't want to navigate that application, maybe it's hard to see on an app, then you can definitely use this to kind of help you deliver those services. They're not new, actually been around a long time, but used to be more expensive. Edith, is that for this GoGo service or a different one?
I think it's just for GoGo. Yeah, for GoGo.
Interesting. Their pricing, where's the pricing? There was a pricing page a second ago. Membership plans. So you basically sign up for a plan, and you can see, here it is. So you can do it billed monthly or annually, and you can kind of see the per cost basis. So it's about $20 a month for the service itself, but then you are going to pay additional for the actual service. So you can see here, like for $20 a month, you'll have access to their like scheduling services and their support. But then if you have things like, if you schedule a meal delivery, you also have to pay on top of it. So it's not $4 to just get food, it's the food plus $4 for their service. And same with rides. So you have to pay in addition to the actual service itself. And there's different levels of different tiers depending on what you're looking for. Some of them include like ride credits. So like if you have like some of the premium ones, if you pay more per month, you have access to other services. Or if you have this one, which is quite expensive, but you also get access to like rides itself. So instead of having to pay for the ride, you might be able to get like a certain number of rides free or included in the actual plan itself. Emil, do you know if any of the senior services in the Bay Area like supplement this or offer it at a different price?
That I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I think that for most of our members, a little over 400 a month is out of reach for most people, honestly. Um, so for our members, I think that the $20 a month one is tends to be the most helpful. And also like you can see under home services on the left, there's one-time requests, there's recurring requests, and it is cheaper for recurring. So, or sorry, for so if you do want like if it kind of depends on what you're looking for, but if GoGo Grandparent tends to be like better if you have recurring appointments that you need a ride to, or because also for a lift, I think it comes out to a little less than $1 a minute, something like that. And GoGo Grandparent is 27 cents a minute. So it is cheaper on that front. It just kind of depends if you think you're going to use the service frequently and if a subscription makes sense, or if you don't need rides as frequently, and then maybe other programs make more sense for what you're looking for. So it's very, the goal of this presentation is just like to provide a lot of different options to everybody and explore them, and then see if, yeah, see if that's a worthwhile like use of your money and efforts. I don't know if you can get it sponsored or subsidized by any city programs though.
What are the examples of home service request? Yeah, so this, go back up. So you can see it's like offering home services, a lot of them that you might get through Next Village. But you can see their examples. Like if you wanted to get a housekeeper, they can help you set that up. So basically, yeah, that's what it's for. Or their example is lawnmower or caretaker, so they can kind of provide the service itself and connecting you with someone.
Yeah, and if you see this like one-time request, $10 an hour, many caretakers charge 50 or $60 an hour. So if you do need care, like caretaking in the house, this could be a way to get that potentially a cheaper option. So,
Yeah, I thought that this is in addition to the actual service itself.
oh, is it?
I think
Oh,
it,
maybe I misunderstood then. Okay.
yeah, that's why it kind of is expensive. Like I think, um,
Mm.
yeah, so like if you, they basically just act as um, more or less a personal assistant to where they can find trusted resources and help you. If you have like a premium subscription, it's included. So like they'll help you find like a housekeeper or some sort of like around the home service. Maybe you had like a handyman
Mhm.
or something. They'll help you find that, but you still have to pay the cost of the actual service itself.
Okay, understood.
Which gets expensive quickly.
Yeah.
Um, but apparently it has very good reviews. People love it. They also have a version in Spanish as well. So, this one came up earlier around the Essential Trip Card. This is something that's offered through SFMTA, or the city of San Francisco. And basically, what it is subsidized rides in taxis. So this is independent of if you're adding or using like Lyft or Uber. So this is not part of that, but this is like actual taxis themselves that you can call. Oftentimes they do have an app that you can use. to get rides easily. You can also, of course, call the phone number, but you can see that basically if you qualify for it, if you are, you can see kind of the qualifications down there, but they will provide rides at a subsidized cost to around the San Francisco area. I don't think it's outside of the Bay Area, it's just inside the city itself. But you basically apply with the SFMTA, and then you're going to get some like subsidized credits. So I think you get like for every $6 you add, you get like $25 or $30, something like that. So yeah, it's basically a subscription that you pay less if you prepay for rides at a discounted rate. Neil, do you know a lot of people in Next that use this?
Yes, I would say probably. I would say probably 60% of our members are at least signed up for the Essential Trip Card. It's incredibly helpful for a lot of people. If you get up to $60 a month in credit for taxis. So if people have recurring appointments they need to go to, many different trips where you couldn't just take the bus, or you need something more specific, where taking the bus is too difficult, this is a huge help. And another reason we really like the Essential Trip Card is they start you at $60 a month. But if you have more appointments than that and have more rides than that, you can actually meet with them and get your limit increased. So they do, I can't speak on how much they'll increase it by. I think it varies case by case, but it's a really incredible program. It's sponsored by the city, and because it's sponsored by the city, you get more than what you pay for with this program. So I really recommend this to people. We promote it constantly, and we'll just continue to do that because it's a really great program.
Yeah, I didn't know about the limit increase component, but I think I saw here. Yeah. So basically, if you spend $12 a month or you load your card up for $12, they'll give you $60 of credit that you can use for taxis. I think the important point to note, or the intention of the program from the city, and the reason they cap it at 60 is like just because it's an essential trip card basically, and it's to access things like doctor's appointments and grocery store runs and pharmacies. It's not intended for like, hey, I need to go get dinner with a friend and I don't want to drive. Like that's kind of, they discourage that, and so they kind of cap it at $60 a month. Of course, there's some flexibility there if you have more needs from a like essential trip component, and Camille said you can meet with them, but by default, it's basically you spend $12 to load up a card and you'll get $60 in taxi credits in order to use within the city of San Francisco. And there's two ways that you can apply for it, is online, and I'm sure Next Village would help with the application, but you can also do it via the mail, and I'm sure you could probably do it in person at SFMTA. Any questions?
Who here, just by show of hands, who here has heard of the Essential Trip Card or is signed up for it?
Looks like Edith has she was able to get hers granted, or her like limit increased.
Oh, yeah, so if people are interested, I definitely recommend applying for that. We're also happy to help you sign up for that if you would need. And for Sherry's question, tipping is not included. So you would still, if you would like, if you're someone who tips your taxi drivers, then you would still tip on top of that. So if you're looking at the amount that you pay versus the amount that you get, you put in $1 and you get 5 out. So if a trip is usually $30, it's now $6. I think my math is semi-correct on that. Oh, tip is included. Sorry. take that back.
Oh, interesting. Can you use the dollars on the card for tip, or does it have to be, can you only use the dollars for the ride, like the fare itself and not the tip?
I'm not sure. Does someone who has used the program have an answer to that question?
I would assume no, because that way it would prevent people from fraudulently tipping more than they actually wanted. Like, that would just be my guess, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Not says tips included. I don't know much beyond that.
You see,
Hmm.
is there any information on here? Nothing. Huh. You can do a bit of research and get back on that one. The other one that I'm not super familiar with, but maybe Camille is, but the paratransit program. This is you tell the driver to include tip, and it's a small percentage. Oh, interesting. They probably allow you to probably do like a 5 to 10% tip, and then anything additional to that, you'd have to pay like cash for. Oh yeah, tip is included in increments of 1 to 4. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. The paratransit program, like I said, I'm not super familiar with it, but it is something available inside of San Francisco and I think also Treasure Island. But it's a van and taxi service for folks with disabilities, where you might need more assistance than using a taxi or an Uber or something like that. And I believe, is this free, Camille?
It's free to sign up, and then I believe there is a small fee for each ride. I think it's $3 or so.
Oh, you basically just pay yeah,
Yeah.
it's the SF access fare. So it's similar to like a bus ride
Mm.
or a discounted bus fare. It's basically like, what is it? Yeah, $3 per ride.
Mhm.
But I
And
think
so
it needs to
this,
be scheduled within 24 hours, I think, or it's not on demand is the problem, is the catch there.
yeah, it's not on demand, and because it does function similarly to a bus, um, the timing is not as exact as it would be with a taxi. But if you're, wanting to get out and go to the park, you don't want to spend $15 on a taxi, you could take paratransit. We have a lot of members who have taken paratransit to Next Village events, um, because it is a little bit more, you kind of have that flexibility with an event versus a doctor's appointment. You want to be there right on time. So it kind of depends on what you're going to and what makes the most sense for that excursion.
Yeah, you can reservations are accepted 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, every day of the year, and then you can schedule them up to 7 days before the appointment. So I think they also have support for, I was reading earlier. Yeah, they do have support for like a appointment kind of service where if you want to be guaranteed somewhere at a certain time, you can set up a schedule and then it's like an appointment time then that they can do. And you can also have people like accompany you on the trip as well. And then they also have a service where they will give you reminders of events. So it can be really handy if you have like a doctor's appointment that you want to be reminded of and you forgot that you maybe scheduled a ride or that you had this coming up. They'll give you a call before your pickup time to give you a reminder of like their status and things like that. So that can be handy. I was going to show on my, it seems to not want to work on my phone, but I was going to show you something kind of cool. There's lots of ways to get around in the city. I covered off Lyft and Uber, which are the most popular ones, but there also is a cool service in San Francisco that I'm sure you have seen called Waymo, and these are autonomous, fully self-driving vehicles that you can grab from an app. It's basically same as Lyft or Uber. You can schedule it, or you can call it on demand. It'll come and pick you up. And this is, if anything, it's just kind of a cool experience and a representation of the tech in the Bay Area. And I would recommend everyone give it a shot at some point, just to kind of experience it. Basically, it's a fully autonomous vehicle that comes and picks you up. You unlock it on an app. You climb in, you select your music and your temperature, and you can sit in the front, and then you just let a car drive you throughout the city. And they just recently extended it out to Daly City as well. So this is just kind of a really cool thing that I think everyone should be familiar with. One kind of cool thing about Waymo is I've found that for the most part, it's not much more expensive than a Lyft or an Uber. The fares seem to be pretty comparable depending on the overall demand, but it's a very nice way to get around. The only disadvantage is that you can't take them to the airport yet. So that's just a thing that I have that annoys me, but other than that, they can pretty much go everywhere in San Francisco, which is cool. And again, just an app that you download and you call from an app, very similar to Lyft or Uber. Shows up at your destination or your location, and then takes you to your destination, and then it just drives away.
Thank you for viewing this Next Village video recording. We hope you enjoyed it. Please help us spread the word and tell friends and neighbors about Next Village events and services for seniors and adults with disabilities in San Francisco. Visit our website to learn more about our vibrant, growing network, as well as to view our calendar of upcoming Zoom and in-person events and activities in San Francisco. Our website is nextvillagesf.org. Contact us to join our email list to learn about events and resources for seniors in San Francisco. And subscribe to the Next Village YouTube channel by clicking the button below.